Alright, Shalom Akim. I'd like to say Kahalayim, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Right, double honors the apostles and the elders of great millstone that rule well. And peace and salutation to the Akim around the world that push this truth to the four corners of the earth. Right, there's Yaraba from the GMS Trinidad East Camp. I said I'll go through a few precepts. I'll entitle it, I forget what they put the title as. You say, they will turn against you in the last days. I don't remember exactly what the exact title was, you know. But I got the idea from one of the brothers from the Mississippi camp, I think it was, and they was talking about how you shouldn't shed a tear for them in that time of destruction. You understand? And also was even going into how you should try to separate yourself from them now, because in that time of destruction, when the Lord actually rained in judgment upon them, when if they wasn't taking heed to the word, they will be destroyed. You understand? And depending on how connected you are to that person, you know, that could interfere with you also. Already from now, you're supposed to be trying to separate yourself from these people, right? Because in time to come, they will turn against you. You understand? They got spirits on them. They'll be going through afflictions that the Lord will be putting them through. And the Lord wouldn't be delivering them out of it. So they'll be looking at different means to actually be delivered from this situation. And some of them could be, those ways could be what? By betraying you. You understand? By actually selling you out to Esau, to the army and so forth. You might put a bounty on your head as a man of the Lord. And they might be telling your wife or one of your actual brothers, you know, by blood, you know, same mother, father, so forth. Or it might even be a man in the truth who, you know, who lose faith in that time and actually betray you. In that time to come, you're going to have plenty of treachery going on. You understand? Now you have to be careful with even the people who you're connected to in the world, because there might be some of your worst enemies in that time. Right? In time of calamity, everybody does change faces, as he's saying, you know, as Dava was saying, let's go, something like that. I'll read the scripture first. It said it's Job 2. I'll start from Job 2, I'll start from verse 8, right? It say, and he took him a potsherd and scraped himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Right? Now this was, if you go back in the story of Job, you know, Job was being afflicted by Satan. You understand? And he lose everything he had. He had no more wealth. You understand? He was like a poor person. And the Lord and Satan had also like give him like plagues of the flesh, like boils and so forth. You understand? And you know, as a man, he wouldn't be the only one to face that penalty, because if it's your household, his children to die, but he still had a wife. And she lost all her wealth. And you know how women does be when they're accustomed to comfort. You understand? Even back in the days when they got the comfort take away, what they used to do? They used to do whatever means necessary to get more comfort. They couldn't live in an afflicted lifestyle. It had very few women who actually could do that, like the mother in the Maccabees, when she had to watch his sons and them tortured. It had very few women who was like that, but majority of them, they can't be able to live without our comforts that they're accustomed to every day. Right? It say verse 10, it say verse 9, Salakia, verse 9, it say, then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity? It say, curse the Most High and die. So she did done give up. You understand? She was done ready to betray the Lord. She wasn't on the same mindset or same level of thinking as Job, whereas, you know, these are things that he's had to go through. Life has had the ups and downs. You know, it's better to die for the sake of the Lord than to live, you know, in sin or to live against the Lord. She wasn't thinking like that. But she was telling them to curse the Most High and die. And that is the mindset that a lot of them going and being in that time. When the affliction started to come upon them, when the trials started to come upon them, they go and betray you. You understand? They're going and sell you out. They might even encourage you to sell out. You understand? So in that time, your mind had to be right. And you had to be separate mentally from them now. So when that time actually does come, it will be easier to deal with in that time. Right? Right, so you say, curse the Most High and die. It said, but he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. It say, what? Shall we receive good at the hand of power, and shall we not receive evil? It's saying all this, did not Job sin with his lips? And eventually Job's wife did die also. You understand? The Lord takes she out. I don't remember how far down in the story, but eventually she did die also. But I just show you, in time of calamity, in time of destruction, when these things start to happen, you'll start to see more people like Job's wife coming along. It might be your own wife, it might be a member of your family, it might be somebody you're good with in the world, or like I say, it might even be an actual brother who lose faith and fall out, in that time. The scriptures talk about the land being barren of faith. You go have brothers who would fall out. That's why now you're supposed to be trying to get yourself right. Because in that time to come, it's going to have a lot of backstabbing. A lot of backstabbing. And you got to be mentally prepared for that. Brothers who soft and, they're always sensitive towards everything. In times like that, that could cause you some problems. You got to get your mind, you got to groom your mind to these things now, expecting these things to come. Right? This today's There's Matthew 24. I'll start from 7. Right? Matthew 24. I'll start from 7. It say, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Right? So you talk about destruction and all kind of terrible things from all over. It's going to happen all over the world. Right? Not just in America. It's going to happen all over. The Lord going to rain judgment everywhere. Even though everywhere mightn't exactly be hit by nuclear destruction, you understand? It going to have judgment all around the world. Right? Everywhere going to have some kind of destruction. Right? It say all these are the beginning of sorrows, and that will be a very sorrowful time. It say, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And you'll see a lot of that happening in those times. They might pour bounty on the prophets. Say ever going on, you know where this man's staying? We go pay you so forth amount of money. Let me know where he is. Tell me. They might give you some kind of special, they might promise you some kind of special treatment. Just like in the story of the Maccabees, with the last son, I think it was the youngest. And just to try to break him, what he do? He tell him you go make him a special friend to the king, and give him all kind of benefits, and give him a nice position and wealth. They might promise them all kind of thing in that time. And in a situation of suffering, a lot of them will take it, and they'll betray you. They will betray you. Right? And that will happen to your wife for the Lord's name's sake. As the scriptures say, it's not you they hate, but me the world hate it. Just paraphrasing. It say, verse 10, it say, and then shall many be offended, and shall be betrayed, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And that is something that the men of the Lord will experience a lot. Even though a lot of people out here going and experience it, because you go have people who you grew up with, when time of famine and calamity starts, they're not going to be your best friend anymore. It's survival of the fittest. But when it comes to the men of the Lord, you know that people going to be betraying them, because they going to be the targets of Esau. They going to be, even though Jake is a target, the men of the Lord will be big targets. You understand? And will our people betray you? Your family will betray you. Your woman might betray you. Your own brothers might betray you. These are things you have to prepare your mind for. Right? So, I'll go to the next scripture. Right? And the scriptures talk about this in many different places. And we know that the scriptures say all things that are written aforetime were written for our learning. These are things that we had to, just like how we expecting Jacob's trouble, just like how we expecting nuclear destruction, this is also one of the things we had to be expecting, because this is something that will happen. The scriptures prophesy about it, right? This is something that will happen in times to come. You had to be mentally ready for it. It said there's John 16, I'll start from 1, right? It said, these things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. All right? You know these things early, so you will know how to deal with it when that time comes. Gird your mind. You understand? It said, they shall put you out of the synagogues. It said, yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth the Most High service. Right? And how a lot of them might be deceived that way also. They might be deceiving, thinking that them men evil, and you know that you ratting them out is not really a bad thing, you know, but it's a good thing because you know them men crazy. Okay, you know there's look at we as the GMS is the crazy men. You understand? They'll look at us like them crazy. So you know you ain't really doing a bad thing, you're doing a good thing. They might even convince themselves that. Why? Because calamity. You know, anything to help the self out of a bad situation. When at a time when spirit happens, it wouldn't be nice, right? It say verse 3, it say, and these things, yes, no, and these things will they do unto you, Salakia, and these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father nor me. You understand? They don't know Mashiach. They don't know the Most High. And that is why they will betray us. You understand? Because the Spirit of the Lord is not with them. Verse 4, it say, but these things have I told you, that when the time shall come, ye may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said not unto you at the beginning, because I was with you. You understand? But these things we understand now. Right? And you see how much scriptures actually telling you and warning you about these things. That's why even the brothers does recommend that you don't be too attached to people that not in the truth. And the scriptures say, who is my brother and sister and mother? It said, they that do the will of the Most High, they are my brother, my sister, my mother, just paraphrasing. They are the ones that are actually striving for the truth. And they are the ones that are willing to die for the truth in that time to come. These people out here not willing to die for the truth. They will try to save their life. And by doing so, they will lose it. You understand? By doing so, they will lose it. So there's Mark. There's Mark 14. There's Mark 14 verse 21. If I could say even Adania himself, and you know Adania in Hebrew means my Lord. Even Adania himself, which refers to Mashiach, right? Even he himself was betrayed by a brother. You understand? The scripture say what? The servant is not greater than his Lord. If he was betrayed by a brother, it will have those kind of things going on in the last times also. But let me see what the scriptures say. It says there's Mark 14 verse 21. It say, the Son of Man indeed goeth, as it is written of him. It say, but I see a buffer in Salakia. Right? I'll read it over. It said, the Son of Man indeed goeth, as it is written of him. But woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. Right? It say, woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. And the scriptures say, in that time ye shall know that I am in my Father, and ye in me, and I in you. You know, just paraphrasing. The Lord does dwell in his men, and he will be with his men even more in those days. So betraying one of the men of the Lord could be the same as betraying Mashiach. And that is not something to want to be a part of. Right? I'll read it over. It said, the Son of Man indeed goeth, as it is written of him. It say, but woe to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed, and also his men, his prophets, his friends. You understand? It say, good were it for that man if he had never been born. So even though you're expecting treachery in that time, for those people that betray you, they will have a penalty to receive faith. You understand? They wouldn't get away for betraying the men of the Lord. As the scriptures say you could do nothing against the truth but for the truth. But if they were set up to betray the prophets, they will also have to receive the penalty of doing something like that. You understand? But this video is not for them. This video is for the men of the Lord who are actually trying to make themselves right, to do the correct thing. You know, to prepare the mind so that when that time comes, the Lord could dwell with you. You understand? You keep the word of patience so he could keep you. As the scriptures say. That is what I think that is Revelation 3 verse 10. You understand? We have to keep that word of patience now and prepare our minds. So that when that time comes, we could deal with it. I'll read one last scripture. Right? I won't make it too long. You know, but the brother did bring out a real nice point. I say I'll do a touch on something, you know, a little similar. You know? Say there's Matthew 10, I'll start from 16. It say, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. It say, be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So when we're dealing with these people, we have to be wise with them. Because we know that they're not for the truth. They're not for Mashiach. They're not for the Most High. You understand? We have to be wise when dealing with them. At any point in time, when Esau called the shot, after 2 days of not eating, friends wouldn't be friends anymore. You understand? It'd be every man for himself. And in that time, that when you'll see how much these people are actually not your friends. You understand? In a time like that, the brain does go off. But the men of the Lord, they don't have to worry about things like that, because things will be well with them. But for these people out here, if you even are around them, that could be a problem to you. You know, not a real problem, but, you know, like I say, verse 17 is say, but beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And even in those times to come, they will deliver you up also. You understand? What one man of the Lord equals $100,000 on your new chip, and full protection from Esau, thing to eat. You'll be like Ruckus, hang that nigga now. Yeah, it's an inside joke I found Boondocks. You understand? They will sell you out in that time. It say in verse 18, it say, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, right? For his sake, right? It say, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. Because we just testify against them. We just testify against the 2/3. And we just testify against these heathens also. Right? It say, but when they deliver you up, it say, take no thought how or what ye shall speak. It say, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. You understand? So if it be that, you know, we had to get captured, you know, that we had to be beheaded, or we get to live to see the end, we had to expect all these things. You understand? You can't be expecting to live to see the end, and the Lord's fate for you is that you'll be beheaded. And you can't be expecting to be beheaded if the Lord's fate is, you know, that you will live to see the end. We don't know what you have planned for each individual, each brother. You understand? But we ought to be ready for whatever is to come. Whether it be living to see the end, whether it be beheading, whether it be being betrayed by everybody close to you, wherever the case may be, you ought to be ready for this. Because you don't know. You don't know what the Lord will try you with. You don't know what he will put you through. Right? I'll read it. Yeah. It say for it. I'll read over verse 19. It say, but when they deliver you up, it say, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. Right? So the Lord will be with you in that time. The scriptures talk about that. He say he also will keep you. Right? Whether it be that you had to die or you had to live to the end, he will be with you all the way. You understand? Even though it might seem perilous to the end, might be like, you know, why hast thou forsaken me? It might be in a situation that you might feel like that also. But once you're a man of the Lord and you keep to these things, the Lord will keep you. However, it be that you had to leave this place, whether it be by getting beamed up, be by being beheaded, wherever the case may be. The Lord, the scriptures say in Matthew, the last chapter, 28, the last verse, you say what? You say, I am with you even unto the end, right? You say verse 20, right? It's Matthew 10, verse 20. You say, for it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. Right, verse 21 is say, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, right? And the children shall raise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. So it have a lot of treachery to come. A lot of treachery. Even somebody you might have think was read in the spirit thing, wherever. We don't know what the Lord have in store. We don't know. You understand? These are things that always keep your mind open to. Always be ready for these things, because in that time of calamity, what the scriptures say had no time like it before, and it will have no time like it after. Shit will get real. Nobody knows what or how to go through. Right? It say verse 22, and it say, and ye shall be put, you shall slack here. Verse 22, right? It say, and ye shall, Matthew 10, verse 22, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. You know, so I'll close it off on that. So wherever these things might actually fall upon you, or you might have to go through as a man of the Lord, is about enduring until the end. It's about lasting. You understand? Even though in caught up in the melee, you might lose mommy, you might lose daddy, you might lose your wife, you might lose children. You know, at the end of the day, you can't save them. You can't even save yourself. You just have to endure and keep these things until the end, whatever your end might be. If you live to see the end, or if you be beheaded, wherever the case may be, you have to keep to these things until the end. And you have to prepare your mind for the kind of stuff that you'll have to go through. Because in that time, it's not going to be it's not going to be something for the weak-minded. You understand? That's why the Lord girding us up as men now, because in that time, the things that had to happen to this place, it's not going to be for the weak-minded. If you're weak-minded, you're not going to last. Right? I said I'll go through a few precepts, you know. That'll video that the Spirit, you know, give me. You know, with that, I'd like to say Kal Halayim, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rekakodash, right? Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone at Ruwell. Peace and salutation to the Akim around the world that push this through to the four corners of the earth. Right, is Yaraba from me, GMS Trinidad East Camp, saying Shalom, Akim, stay strong.